Hi team. This video is the one I was telling you about that I just did for the Diamond Coaches and what you need to know before you go live on Facebook. So I want to share a slideshow with you and walk you through a few steps to help you when you go live and help your businesses do better through your live video, make your videos more memorable. Just a few things you need to know before you go live. So let me share my screen with you. All right. And I'm going to minimize this. All right, so here we go. These are the tips that you need to know before you go live on your Facebook. So now you should have Facebook Live on your personal Facebook page and on your like page, your fan page. As you know, I've been really building up more my fan page, so I've been doing them live on my fan page and not on my personal page. But you can also, after you do it on your like page, you can go and post on your personal page, be like, hey, if you want to know the 8 tips to get over a weight loss plateau, go check out my fitness page and send people there. So these tips are just to help you before you start to go live on your videos, and I'm going to show you at the end how to edit them. All right, so what's the first thing you should know? You need to know what topic you're going to talk about that day. So whether you are someone who does all of your planning on the weekends and you schedule out your posts for the week, or you kind of just do it by day, whatever it is that you're going to talk about, you probably have some interest in that topic. You might have a passion about that topic, but you just need to make sure that you've researched that topic so that you have the tips that you're going to share, you have the steps on how to do it, or whatever it might be. You just need to make sure you know what you're going to talk about. All right, so make sure you've spent some time researching it. So have a bulleted list near you. So yesterday I did one, which I'll show you guys at the end, is getting 8 tips to getting over a weight loss plateau. And I wrote out my bullet points. What I do is I just usually tape this up right next to me so I can glance at it to refer back to, just to make sure that I didn't miss a step or I didn't miss a tip, and that I'm covering all the basics. So it's just a bulleted points, and then in my talking, I can express it more, or I can go into more detail about that specific topic or that specific point. So whatever number 1 was, I can elaborate. But this is just to keep me on track and make sure I don't miss something. So there you have it. You also want to make your videos short and sweet. You want to make them, you want to get right to the point. You want to make them a value that you're adding to your audience. And you don't want it to drag on and on and on. So I say try to keep it between 5 and 7 minutes. Some of mine have been longer. Obviously, the ones that I'm doing that are a more personal journey or a personal story, because there's more to tell and we can tend to ramble, those ones are a little bit longer, but I do try to respect everybody's time. And I also find on Periscope, I think people are anticipating a longer Periscope and they want to be there longer. I do seem to feel like people who are on Facebook Live, they don't necessarily want to be sitting there for 45 minutes. So they want to just come in. Is it worth my time? Tell me what you got to tell me, and then let me get right back to what I was doing. So that's why I'm saying keep them short and sweet, especially if these are your first few videos that you're doing live. And people really do like the whole number thing. So like 5 tips to X, right? So 5 little things that you're going to give them, or 3 ingredient recipe or whatever. So it's either a numbered basics, like 8 tips to get over a weight loss plateau, or whatever. People seem to really like the whole numbers. All right. So here are things that you can use. The best investment I ever made in my business 2 years ago, I think, was the Diva light ring, and I have it right here to my side. So this is the Diva light ring up here. It is amazing. If you follow Coach Glitter, she's an affiliate, and I got a discount through her. So you can just check out her page, and you can get it, or you can just go to, type in Diva light ring, and this will come up. Best investment I've made. The other thing is sunlight. Ladies, our selfies look amazing with sunlight. That's why car selfies usually look great. It's just the perfect lighting. The only thing you want to do is make sure that the sun or the window is behind the camera and not behind your face. So you don't want the camera facing out at it, because that's going to create the glare and it's not going to give you the best lighting. So you just want to make sure you have that. So when I'm doing my live videos, they're mostly from this position in my office, and I have the Diva light ring to my left, I have a little desk lamp to my right, and I have also the window from my office with a lot of natural sunlight on my left-hand side, and that gives me the best light. Otherwise, you can prop up lights around you. So you could prop out your desktop lamp behind your phone or whatever to give enough illumination behind your cell phone. The other thing you want to remember, what are people looking at behind you? So you want to have a clean background. Now mine isn't a great background, it's just my chair, and you can see a little bit of the walls of my office behind me. You could set up a specific part in your office, or you could hang a wall hanging or something behind you so you have a very pretty backdrop, and just so that it's a clean background, all right? And you want to make sure that there's not a lot of things. So I always make sure I close my office door, because otherwise the opening of the door could be a distraction for your audience. The next thing that has been a lot of talk, if you follow some social media gurus, is the whole 360 camera. Another one to follow for tech stuff is called Icy Productions. You can find them on Facebook, and she's always sharing tips. So for those of you who are using Periscope, you could actually do a live Periscope and a live Facebook at the same time. And there's now I don't want to call it a disc, but there's a new, like a tripod holder that will hold your iPod and your iPad and your cell phone. So you could be doing them both simultaneously. But also the C365 camera is pretty cool, that people could swipe across the screen and see the whole room behind you. But if you're videotaping with a 360 camera, you want to make sure that your entire room or your entire office or wherever you're videotaping is presentable, right? So obviously these standard cameras, they can't do that, but if you do use one of those, just keep that in mind. Another thing you could do for volume is, and to make sure that your audio doesn't sound muffled and that it's very clear, is you could get a cheap, I think like Amazon for like $20, $29, a lapel microphone clip, and it just clips right onto your shirt, and it plugs into your phone, and you can talk that way and record. And then you also could want to make sure that you prop your phone up. So investing in a tripod, you can get a really small one, or you can get a tall one, or an adjustable one. You just want to make sure you're not recording it by holding your phone. Your arm is going to get tired. It's going to shake. I've seen some people do it while they're walking or they're running, and it's very dizzy as the audience member. And it's just not that pleasurable to watch and enjoy. So we want people to stick around and watch our entire video. So make sure you're not holding it up. Prop it up against something. I usually prop mine up against a light on my desk, or put it in a tripod. And again, you can get them pretty cheap on Amazon. Okay. When you are talking, you don't want to look at the main screen of you here. You want to look at the little circle here. All right, so this is going to be like you making eye contact with your audience. So look at the tiny circle, be smiling, be engaging. My other tip is to not constantly look at the comments. I say that you can definitely reserve to look at the comments at the end, but I think you should talk first and then go to the comments. If you happen to see a comment pop up that's very relevant to whatever you just said, you can make reference to it. You can acknowledge that person. I find it more annoying when I'm watching somebody's live video and they're like talking, and then they're like all about the comments. And they're like, hey, oh yeah, what's that? And they kind of get off track, and then they have to get back going. I'm like, dude, I don't have that much time. I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me what you have to say, and then go back and open it up to the comments. So I like to do that. I like to mostly say what I have to say, and then I say, does anybody if there's people on, I'll say like, does anybody have any questions, or what do you guys think about that, or whatever. And then if not, I say, thank you guys so much for getting on, and for those who check out the replay, and move on. All right, so talk first and then comments. You don't want to waste people's time. And we're going to talk about repurposing these videos. I find it especially if you're going to repurpose them for YouTube, best if you turn your phone to the side. And I find it best if I put my camera side with the circle on the left. So that's how I record them. And then I will talk in a few minutes about repurposing your video. All right. And it comes out best this way. Okay. So what do you want to do? You want to set the title of your video. And how do you do that? So just like you were going to go make any other Facebook post or status update, you're going to click on the post. Then you're going to see this symbol. So it's a little person with like 2 circles around their head. That's the going live symbol. So you click that symbol. Then it's going to bring you to a screen and you're going to type the name of whatever your video is going to be about. So for instance, yesterday I did one about 8 tips to getting over a weight loss plateau. So that was the title that I typed in there. Why? So that when people see it and it pops up in their notifications, they know exactly what you're going to be talking about. Because some people might say, that's not important to me. I'm not going to bother checking in. I also know I follow a bunch of people who do go live, and some of them are like, hey, come chat. Well, what are you going to chat about? Like, you did the same thing yesterday and the same thing the day before and the same thing before that. Are you talking about anything new? What are you going to talk about? Is it worth my time? Is it worth turning off what I'm doing? Is it worth putting this down and coming checking it out? I want to know. You want to hook the audience member. You want to hook your target on what it is that you're talking about. So put in a title. Plus, then it'll save that way too. Okay, so you type in your title, then you see a blue button that says Go Live. You're going to click that button. Now your phone is already propped up where you have it, either in a tripod or propped up against your light or whatever. You're ready to go. You click that blue button and it's going to count down for you. So it's going to make a beep noise. 3, beep, 2, beep, 1, beep, and then you're live. All right? So it does it for you. It's really nice. It's nice to give you those little 3 seconds. So now what do you say? Like, oh crap, you're live. Well, you want to smile, give it a second to register your face, and then you should begin right away. And examples of how to start are like, hi guys, or hey everyone, or like, I'm so excited to talk to you today about, and then say. Then you also want to introduce yourself. So I usually say, thank you guys so much for getting on. In case you don't know, my name is Jackie Enos and I'm a health and fitness coach. And today we're going to talk about 8 tips to get over a weight loss plateau. That's it. That's your introduction about who you are. Don't make it long on drawn out. Don't be like boisterous and tell me like every word and stuff you've ever won, because nobody cares, right? Just give a few little bit about who you are. What is it that you do? I'm a health and fitness coach. That's what they know. They follow my page. That's what they know. And if they're new watching my video, now they know I'm a health and fitness coach. And that's why I'm talking to them about something that's about health and fitness. All right. So you introduce yourself and then I go right into it. So then tell them what you're going to be sharing about. And don't sit there awkwardly. I know it might be disappointing or frustrating or awkward that you feel like you're sitting there and you're talking to yourself and nobody's on. That is okay. Talk as if you're talking to your best friend, or talk as if you already have an audience of 100 people watching you, because you're going to get more viewers and comments and shares after you're done actually having your live broadcast. All right, so just go into it. Don't sit there awkwardly fumbling around, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for somebody to get on. That's really awkward for the 1 or 2 people who might be on. Just go right into it. You gotta like fake it till you make it, right? So pretend like you're already have this huge audience and just start talking. All right, so you're gonna get a heck of a lot more once you're done. So just start. All right, the other really cool thing now on your Facebook videos is on live is for those who were on Periscope, you know, you have the floating hearts that go across and everybody loved it and they wanted to give hearts and everybody loved to receive hearts on their scopes. Facebook has taken the same emoticons that you now have on all your posts and they have them on your Facebook live videos. So you can actually see as your audience members tap them floating across your screen. So it's really cool to get thumbs up and hearts and smiles during your live broadcast. All right, the other thing you want to remember is not to be fake. So if you see somebody else who goes live and you really admire something about them or they have a specific characteristic or thing that they do, don't copy them just because it's working for them. If that's not really authentic to who you are, your audience will know this. So just be you. share you are. If you have quirks, use those quirks, share those quirks. People love you because of those quirks. All right, so just be you. You want to smile, you want to be engaging. It's awesome to get those thumbs up and stuff. And you can acknowledge them at some point, but I wouldn't acknowledge like every time that you're talking and somebody throws up a heart. You don't have to just every 2 seconds be like, thank you for the heart, thank you for the heart, thank you for the heart. Again, that's like annoying. That's like the comment thing, right? You want to get to what you're talking about. And you can also give them a call to action, your CTA. During your broadcast or at the very end, you can say, hey, if you find this really useful, or you think your friends would find this useful, or you know someone who would enjoy these tips, or this would be helpful, or would love this recipe, would you guys share this? All they have to do is swipe up on the video, click the share button, just like you would on any other post on Facebook, and it will share it. And then instantly they're right back in that video. So they never actually leave the video. They're not going to lose the video. And that's a great way to get out to more people. All right, so don't forget to ask them to share it. And if it's great, they're going to share it. All right, KISS. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Like I said before, you want to keep it short, concise. You want to know exactly what you're going to talk about and stick to it. Get to the tips, get to the topic, get to the main point of what you're talking, why you call these people to come follow you or to check out your live video. And be concise, don't ramble on, and then be done. I know I'm guilty. I've rambled a little bit on some of mine, but that's why I have that bulleted list to the side, so it keeps me on track. Another tip I have is to not go live. Don't abuse it. So you shouldn't be going live like 12 times a day, even 5 times a day. I honestly think you should go live once a day. So it makes people want to get on when you go live. Another thing you could do is make a post the night before saying, tomorrow at X time, I'm going to be going live. Or in the morning, if you're going to do one at night, say, be sure to check back tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be talking about blank. And you can make that post. But I really recommend you go live once a day. And then ask them to turn on the notifications so they know and they're notified when you go live. So how do they do that? When they are on your like page on Facebook, next to where they've clicked like or follow, so they follow your page, they can turn on notifications. Now, maybe they don't want to be notified every single time you post. That could be annoying in their newsfeed. But they could just turn on live video. So if they just select that, they will be notified every time you go live. Very easy, and that way they will always know and they can jump on when you go live. And you want to be presentable. So do a quick mirror check the hair. It's been raining today, so the hair is all super frizzy, but check your teeth. If you just had lunch, I just had something to eat, and make sure that there's no spinach or strawberry seed or something in your teeth. Fix your makeup a little bit. You don't have to be dolled up, and especially if you never wear makeup and suddenly you're putting makeup on just because you're going on video, that's again kind of being a little fake, right? If people would not expect you to have on makeup and you're super uncomfortable, you don't need to wear makeup, but just look presentable, right? You want to make sure stuff's not hanging out where it shouldn't be hanging out. Just look a little presentable. And then whatever you're talking about, you want to get to the point. Okay, so now what? You've wrapped up your video and you say, thanks so much for getting on, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget, click that share button so that your friends can check this out, and I will see you tomorrow. On the bottom of your screen will be a red button that says finish. If you click that, it's going to end your video. Once it's processed, it's going to show up on your screen on your phone, and there's an option that says save to camera roll. You want to check that because we want to repurpose these videos. I've been using them as blog posts, so I can write out a blog post and add this video to it. You can add it on Instagram. Instagram now we can do a 1-minute video. Maybe you cut up pieces of your video, you edited it out, and you're giving people a teaser of what they can find if they come. In Instagram, in your bio, there's an option for a link. I have mine set to go to my Facebook like page. So you could say in your Instagram, you're going to post that video, and then you could say, click the link in my bio to come check it out. So they can just click that, and instantly they're on your Facebook page. Again, on YouTube, these can be repurposed and put on your YouTube channel and on your Pinterest. They could go on one of your boards. All right. Then you saved it to your phone. Now you're going to go back onto your computer. You can only do this part from your computer. You're going to go back to your computer. You're going to go to your like page. You're going to see that video. You're probably going to notice that it pulled out a screenshot of your video and one of the still photos, and it could have you with your mouth wide open because you're in the middle of talking, or your eyes are half closed or whatever, and you look pretty funny, and it's usually a pretty embarrassing shot, and you're like, oh my God, that's gonna live on my page forever. No. What I do is I first go to Canva. Before I even do my live broadcast, I'll go to Canva. I'll create a thumbnail image, which is what you see here. So this is the one that I did yesterday. Mine have been, everyone knows I'm obsessed with coffee. That's kind of my brand, my thing. So I call mine Coffee Talk. And I have it already saved on my computer so that once my live video is done, I can instantly upload this picture. I don't have to make it. Another tip is I wanted to create a theme for all my live videos. So they all have this Coffee Talk. And all I do is I can go into Canva every day and just edit out whatever the topic was and save the new one. Okay, so I don't have to recreate this image every single day that I go live. That's a tip. Or you could just make a brand new image for every topic that you talk about, and it doesn't have to all look the same. It's totally your thing. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go back to your Facebook like page, you're gonna click where that video is, and just like you would edit any post that you're making on Facebook. So let's say you made a post and you made a spelling error. You're like, crud, I wanna change that. You just click the drop-down arrow and you click Edit Post. When you do that on your live video, you're going to now see a little camera over the actual video, and you can create a custom thumbnail. That's where you're going to upload it from your download, so from Canva, and you're going to re-put in the title, so whatever the title was, so 8 tips to get over a weight loss plateau, and there's an option to add 5 tags. So for those who are used to doing Facebook ads, you know how you can target people who like certain things. So because this one had to do with fitness and health, I'm gonna target like Fabletics, Weight Watchers, stuff like that, right? I'm gonna put in, it gives you 5 things that you can tag, and then it gives you an option to put in a URL, like a call to action button. So I would click the learn more, and then my link would be for my website, JackieEnos.com, right? So you're gonna put in http www.JackieEnos.com. That would be your URL for wherever you're sending people. So whatever your blog or your website is, then the call to action button says learn more. And then it says, put a description of that. And I say, click for more tips. So when they go to my blog or my website, then they can find out more of my blogs, they could join a challenge group, and they can enter into my email newsletter. It's right there on the home page of my blog. So I'm not telling them they have to sign up for anything. I'm not telling them they need to purchase something. I'm just sending them to my website, and then there's a lot of options for them there. All right, so here are your last few things that you can talk about. What are some ideas? There's tons and tons and tons of ideas. So there's an idea, you could do a recipe. So you could do the steps for a recipe. You could do cooking. You could do cooking, so maybe you're actually cooking in the kitchen. You could do frequently asked questions that you get. So if you get people who are constantly asking you the same questions, either in your challenge groups or on your personal page. Sorry, guys. On your personal page, or you could talk about workouts. You could talk about nutrition tips, how to do something DIY. If you have an expertise on something, you could share that. Comparing, I did one video about comparing Beachbody coaching to being a fitness instructor. What are the differences? You can talk about a vacation that you went on, your favorite product, maybe how you do your makeup, what makeup you use, you actually putting on your makeup, your favorite running shoes, something along those lines. So I'm gonna exit out of here. Okay, sorry about that phone, guys. That's so annoying. I don't know where my boyfriend is. Anyway, I hope that helps you for when you go live. The other tip that I want to share is I have a bunch of my coaches who are actively wanting to work their business. So you have your team page, but not everybody on your team page is actually wanting to work their business. So actually, you guys can see the mess on the other side of the room. So what I do is I have an accountability group for just those coaches, and I have them practicing in there going live. So they're getting comfortable with it. They're not in front of anybody else, but just each other. And our team is super close, so they're super supportive of each other. So it's not as intimidating as like going live in front of everybody else. The other really cool feature now is you can go live in your personal groups. So I went live this morning in my team page. You can go live in your challenge groups. The one thing you cannot do, at least of now, is you cannot edit your live video in your group. You can't edit the still image. At least I haven't been able to yet. But you can edit them if you're on your personal page or your like page. You can go in, like I showed you, and edit and add the thumbnail image in. You can't do it in the group yet. But that's been really cool. And if you're still super really shy, or you still have coaches on your team who are too even shy to try out with each other in the accountability group, then just practice like you would anytime you're recording on your phone. Just record yourself and then watch it back. Listen to see, are you making eye contact? Are you smiling? Do you seem engaging? Do you say like, are you stuttering a lot? You need to just practice a little bit more. Do you actually know what you're talking about? Did you sit down and write out some bulleted notes to keep you focused? Or did you just say, I'm gonna wing this bad boy? And it might work for you to wing it, but you'll feel more confident knowing what your topic is and knowing exactly what you're gonna talk about that topic. So, and your audience deserves that. I don't think you should get on there and waste time. People are busy. People are watching at like stoplights, at their desk when their boss isn't watching. They don't have a lot of time, but they're like, ooh, what's this, right? So we're always wanting to know, but then we want to make sure it's good enough that we want to stick around. So you should know what you're going to talk about. Make sure you're elaborating on that topic and that you're giving them some value. So something that you found super helpful. It doesn't have to be a product that you're selling for your business. Hey, if I have like a cleaning product that I love, or I have like a makeup or a lotion or an eye whatever that I love, or your favorite running shoes, right? I made one about the Brooks shoes that I run in Brooks, and I find that that's the best for my feet. I made a video about it, and I asked people to interact and tell me what their favorite shoes are. So it doesn't have to be your company's product that you're talking about, but something that you can add value. If you found a super easy recipe that worked for your family and it was super easy to make, your kids loved it, and it was healthy, share that. Maybe walk them through it. Maybe you have to prep some of that stuff in advance, but walk them through it. So there's endless ways that you can use this. It always depends on you, your brand, your audience, but I encourage you to get out there and make those live videos. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, comment below, let me know. I'd be happy to answer any other questions. And you can always find me at facebook.com/JackieEnosFitness. Thanks, guys.